Hey guys, look what I detected. Dirty panties.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the modern age, I'm the Shy Guy 1080, and this is Geeking Out Gaming.
In this episode, I'm going to be covering my top 10 favorite video game series of all time. So, why not? Let's just get started. Number 10. Super Mario Brothers. I've been playing Super Mario Brothers since I was 3 years old, and you can't think about video games without Super Mario. I mean, Super Mario is video games. Video games are Super Mario. I mean, they just go hand in hand in such a way that you can't think about one without the other. I mean, he's probably the most iconic figure in video gaming history, and that's why he definitely makes my list. Number 9. Suikoden. Suikoden was one of my favorite series when I was a preteen. I loved part 1 and part 2 so much, I probably beat each of them at least 10 to 15 times. I've been playing this game even to this day. I still play it every so often. What I love about it though is the entire 108 stars of Destiny or whatever, where you have so many characters and so many ways of having to pick them all up that it's not so much a game of, I mean, the story is fantastic, but it's not just about the story. There's just so much to do because of all the characters you have to pick up. You can't just pick up the game, play it all the way through, and be like, oh, that was great. I mean, you want it, like you desperately want to get all of them because that's how you fill up the town. That's what made this game so great. Number 8. The Batman Arkham series. These games are so much fun except Origins. Origins is a bit of a failure, but the rest of these games are fantastic. Specifically this new installment with it was a lot more complicated than the original ones. They added quite a bit of good gadgetry, and the implication of the Batmobile made it so much better than the other ones in its own way. But all of them are great in their own right. My favorite is still Arkham Asylum, just because of how much Joker was featured in it, and he is my favorite Joker. Mark Hamill is by far my favorite Joker without any doubt, but that's why this game made my list. 7. The Legend of Zelda. This is one of those series that have just stood the test of time. As a child, it helped me learn the pleasures of adventuring and exploration. It just touches everybody that plays it, whether you like the top-down or the three-dimensional world. It doesn't matter. There's a game for everybody in this series, and my top 3s of these: A Link to the Past, this one, Twilight Princess, and then Link Between Worlds. I mean, those 3 alone are good enough to make my list, and not to mention the rest of them like Ocarina of Time and so on. They're just all fantastic. Number 6. Tales of series. Tales of the Abyss, Tales of Grace's F, Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Xillia, all of them. I got onto this really late. Tales of Graces was my first one, and after that I just had to pick them all up, keep playing them all. They are just fantastic games, and I adore them. They're fantastic games. The stories are great, the gameplay is great. I love the action battle system, and all of it is just so good. My favorite probably is Tales of Abyss or Tales of Grace's F though. But again, this series is really good. It's been around for a long time, and that's kind of why it made my list. 5 awesome games. Grand Theft Auto, one of the games that allows you to kill a hooker and get away with it. You get an arsenal of weapons, a ton of cars that you can just destroy. You can walk up and down the street, steal people's car, run it off the road, get in another car. It's just one of those games that allows you to just have fun. It's such a great open sandbox. It gives you complete control over the entire environment around you in a way. And you get to piss off cops without actually having to go to jail. I mean, how awesome is that? This entire series, even though people complain, oh, it's creating criminals because you can shoot old ladies in front of a store. No, it doesn't. Okay, I kill people in this game because I can't do it in real life. If I wanted to do this stuff in real life, then I wouldn't play the video game. I mean, well, at least that's my mindset. But, whatever. Because this game is just fantastic. And look at this. You can just steal a car. You just steal a car. Like, oh, whatever, I don't care. I'm just going to take this dude's car. I'm going to go for a joyride. Try to get away from the cops. Whatever. And that's why this game makes my list. Number 4. The Infamous series. This game, with its mixture of parkour, superpowers, and spray paint, I just love this new installment. That doesn't shortchange the ones that came before it. The ones before it were just as good. I just like this one more because it was just I think it was a better story in a way. I liked Delson a lot more than Cole, as well as I liked the DUP as an enemy. The enemy made more sense than in the other ones where it was just like a gang of people who banded together because of whatever was going on. Number 3. Believe it or not, it's Fallout. Fallout is just an amazing series. The storyline with the Brotherhood and just the characters, I love it. I like the fact that you can kill anybody, just about, well, except children. And it's just getting better as time progresses. The story just keeps getting better and better, and that's because Bethesda takes time and invests in story, which is important in a video game, whether people want to believe it or not. If you don't play video games for the story, you're kind of missing out a little bit. The weapons, though, are awesome. You get such an array. The entire world is always based on a real-world location, which makes it even cooler because they actually do their research on all this stuff. And that's why this game makes my list, is they just take the time to make a good, honest game. Number 2. The Final Fantasy series. Again, after soon to be 15 installments of the normal series with the Roman numeral thing, and then plus a bunch of side games, this series has been around for 30 years and is just absolutely amazing. And it just gets better with time. Whether you still go back and play the original 16 bits or the remasters or even the newer games like 12, 13, 14, these games are just, they hold a place in people's hearts. It's just a series that can do that. We're at the end of this. It's time for number 1. Borderlands. With its Vault Hunters and a bazillion guns, you get to take on raid monsters as well as just tons of garbage enemies. They just never stop coming, and it is just so much fun. You want to get to the end of this game so badly that you actually play it like 2-3 times through just to be able to get to that point. And that is one of the best things about this game series, is that it has such a high replay value. You will continue to play this over and over and over. I mean, I start this game up just so often, just because, well, why not? I mean, when I have nothing else to play, I'm usually playing this. And that's why it makes number 1 on my list. It's just, with all the DLC and all the raid monsters and all the different legendary guns and just so much stuff that you can collect, this game is just the tits. And that's why it's my number 1. And that's about it for this episode. So I just want to say thank you for putting up with 3 weeks of top 10s, and hopefully next week with the Workshop Warehouse, I'll put out something with a little more substance. But until next time, remember to please just caress all over that share button and subscribe to the channel, and like and follow me. And I have a Twitter, I have a Facebook, I do all of that junk. And until next time, remember, I just love doing this, and I'm going to continue doing it whether you like me or not. Laters.